verses that I kind of found really that strikes me the most. It's on the parable of the lost sheep, parable of the lost coin, and parable of the prodigal son. There is more joy in heaven over one lost sinner who repents and returns to God, Luke 15:7. There is joy in the presence of God's angels when even one sinner repents, Luke 15:10. And lastly, we must celebrate, for this son of mine was dead and has now returned. He was lost and now is found. Luke 15:24. Three awesome verses that pretty much sums up my story. So I was born in a loving Christian home, so much so that I was, in all honesty, I was spoiled. I normally or usually get what I want. If mom says no, I'll ask dad, and dad usually says yes, or vice versa. Growing up, this was a cyclical scenario, and hence, this was most likely the rise of my self-centered attitude. I become too selfish. Then during my teens came the financial ruin. My dad got duped and conned by a man worth millions of pesos in our country, and because of this, the life of comfort I was used to came to a halt. Life in reality is sinking in, and it doesn't help either with my relatives. Dad's siblings started bullying him, so I saw my dad at his worst. So because of this, I strive for perfection, so at least my dad can feel proud of having a good son. Got awards here and there from the president's list in the university. I was a leader, representative for the first and second year, and then we got the monitor in our college. And then, yeah, that's where the start of my pride, my ego, and obsession and perfectionism grew. So long before my addiction to substances, I know that I already have obsessive and compulsive behaviors and a very addictive personality. So through the years, I've been in and out of relationship with God. I started to boast, I started to question, and I started to deny. All the talents that He gave me, the wisdom, the knowledge, He used it against Him. But it's all for naught, to be honest. I become more in tune with the world and its shining false pretenses and of its rewards. Fleeting as it was, yet it was fast and quite very tangible. I could see it, and I could feel it. So my substance abuse started to happen. I won't go into any specifics about it, because my focus is in recovery right now. But it mostly revolved in a hedonistic and pleasure-seeking life. And I suppose the quote fits here very well. Curiosity killed the cat. I struggled ever since because two things. One, I keep trying to be in control. And two, I was not living honestly, truthfully. I succumbed to lies. I can't even be honest with myself. And here's the thing that I found out. Lying to others means also lying to myself. To be in a relationship with God, I needed to surrender my control and to start living true. The best thing that here in UGM that I found is what the truth is, that I am God's child, that I am His son, and He is so proud of me. And this was the turning point, and this was the sledge that broke the barriers that the enemy built. He's the Prince of Lies. No longer will I allow it to control myself and just simply allow God. allowing love, love that is true and pure, and quite more so everlasting and peaceful. So I've got one story that happened, and this is how the enemy attacks. So I know that I'm in a good position. Early in the morning, on Sunday morning, there comes a thought. And all of a sudden, I got bumped inside out. I accidentally bumped my head. And then I'm like, oh my goodness, talk about putting on the helmet of salvation. And then afterwards, the phone use, I sadly had, I asked for my phone and I kept it. Another white lie. The trigger stuck. And now I'm kind of like in a fast moving train. I boarded the train so I could still get off. So I called my sponsor, and then I started becoming honest. And that day, Ryan was there. So my sponsor told me to let the pastor know. So I told Ryan. And I quickly apologized, and we placed some restriction and boundaries. And just saying that truth and honesty and saying sorry and being accountable without condemning myself, it felt good. I don't know what it is, but it's an ooey-gooey warm feeling. But whenever you do good, and whenever you do right, it feels like everything, the shackles are broken. It's very freeing. And that's what I wanted to testify and say. Just let love in, let joy in, the light of God in, because it feels really good and true. I pass for that.
Amen.